Hello, my friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Real Estate Connection. Hot topics, all things real estate on this show. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Really Real Estate Connection because we like to keep it real. All things real estate on this show. I am Sonia Mays, CEO and founder at Midwest Executive Realty in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Proud and honored to serve in this capacity and share information and resources for our lovely listeners. And we're proud to be the connection for your real estate journey. Once again, honored to serve in this great state of Wisconsin and in the beautiful United States of America. Today's topic is one that is very near and dear to my heart. We're looking at the topic of professionalism. Professionalism amongst realtors. Yes, that's correct. You heard me correctly. Professionalism amongst realtors. Are the realtors playing nicely? Are the real estate agents getting along well? That's a very hot topic, especially in this seller's market. As many of you know, it is a very, very hot seller's market. And when I say hot, folks, I mean it is hot. It is crazy. Unlike we've never seen before. I mean, I've never seen anything like this as long as I've been practicing real estate. This is a very, very crazy hot market, and with it comes crazy deals, right? I mean, we've seen very weird or interesting transactions, I should say, very unique real estate transactions, and of course with that comes very interesting and unique interactions between real estate agents and brokers and practitioners, buyers, sellers, and all the parties that are involved in these transactions. So I thought it would be appropriate to take a look at the topic of professionalism and sort of clear the air with respect to some of the things that we're seeing in today's industry and exploring the level of professionalism between real estate professionals. As many of you know, I am one of those real estate professionals. I'm an actual practitioner of real estate. I've been practicing for a long time. I'm a licensed realtor, broker, and owner. And I've been practicing for many years as a real estate agent for over 15 years, as a broker for over 10 years, and as a broker owner for over 8 years. And suffice to say, I've seen a lot, but I've never seen a market like this one. The one that we're currently in. Never experienced a real estate market as crazy as the current market. I've never actually been in a seller's market before. Now, mind you, when I entered into the market, I entered into the real estate market during the foreclosure boom or foreclosure depression or market recession, whatever you want to call it. And at that time, it was a buyer's market, and so that was between between 2008 and 2010. And back then there was a surplus of inventory, so there was an oversupply of housing inventory. Prices were down, the market had crashed, and so everyone lost money. Everyone lost money in real estate, prices and values. The real estate price and values had plummeted. Properties were going for pennies on the dollar. We would say, oh, they're going for pennies on the dollar. That was the market back then. But now, fast forward, we're in the year 2021, and it's a seller's market, right? So, there's very low inventory. The prices have skyrocketed. A price appreciation has gone through the roof in many cases, right? I mean, just astronomical prices. And again, very limited housing inventory, not much to choose from. So if you're a buyer in today's market, or if you're a buyer's agent, you know that it's very challenging. It's tough out there for buyers anyone trying to buy something now. It's very challenging and it's very tough. I mean, we're seeing, buyers that are putting in multiple offers. Obviously, there's bidding wars and there's multiple offers on the properties within day one of the property coming on the market. And we're seeing buyers that are putting in offer after offer after offer, and they're on to offer number 7, offer number 8, offer number 9, offer number 10, and still not able to secure a house because they're being outbid. They're losing out because of the contingencies, or the financing, the FHA financing, or whatever the case may be. And it's very challenging. It's a very tough market right now for many buyers. And with some of the properties, some of the prices that they're asking for, and the condition that those properties are in, it's like, you want how much for this? And I still have to go in and do all of this work. It's not move-in ready. I have to go in and replace carpeting, replace flooring. I got to paint. I have to go in and replace mechanicals, update the mechanicals. They're 100 years old. I got to go in and replace a furnace and a water heater. It's been there since the property was built. I got to go in and replace appliances because they're 100 years old. I got to go in and update the kitchen and the bathroom because they're all outdated. Counters and cabinets, they're all outdated. They're from the 50s and the 60s, or the 70s and the 80s, or maybe even the 90s. And you want how much for this property? So those are some of the things that our buyers are contending with right now, and some of it is unbelievable. But but this is where we're at in today's market in 2021. So with that said, we're seeing a lot of individuals, buyers, sellers, and their representatives, seller agents, listing agents, buyer agents, who appear to be conducting themselves in very unprofessional and unethical manners. And it's not just against customers and the general public or consumers, but against other agents, against their fellow realtors. And in my opinion, this is unnecessary and uncalled for, and should not be tolerated. Okay, so we'll take a look at the Realtors Code of Ethics from the National Association of Realtors, and it was just recently revised in January of this year, January 2021. And so we'll look at that a little bit closer. And so some of you might be wondering, what is the Code of Ethics? What is the Code of Ethics? Well, I'm going to quote from the NAR Code of Ethics book. And by the way, when I refer to NAR, that stands for the National Association of Realtors. So I'm going to quote from the NAR the book here, pamphlet here. It says that the Code of Ethics ensures realtors conduct business with integrity and cooperate with each other in furthering clients' best interest. And that's the end of quote. So again, Code of Ethics ensures that realtors conduct business with integrity and cooperate with each other in furthering the client's best interest. And that's taken from the NAR.realtor /professional standards process webpage. So it is essentially it's a system of checks and balances, and again I'm quoting, to protect members and evaluate potential code violation. And so the Code of Ethics, it's broken down into 17 articles and 3 sections. The first section is titled Duties to Clients and Customers, and it is comprised of articles 1 through 11. The second section is titled Duties to the Public, and it consists of articles 10 through 14. And the third and final section is titled Duties to Realtors, and it consists of articles 15 through 17. All right, so let's look at this last section in more detail. All right, so when I read through the articles 15, 16, and 17, in my estimate, or my original estimate, it didn't really appear to address, professional conduct and behavior, per se. I mean, there are some elements of it, I guess, that remain open to interpretation, and so you can apply certain, violations or infractions to those articles, and standards of practice. But just looking loosely at in general terms, so for Article 15 talks about making false or misleading statements about other real estate professionals, their business, or their business practice. So that's pretty self-explanatory. So it focuses on the area of if another agent makes a false or a misleading statement about another professional, or talks about their business or their business practice. And this can be verbally or in writing or through via social media or email or text message, I believe, are considered the different various forms of communication that would apply to. Article 16 talks about engaging in behaviors or actions that are not consistent with exclusive representation that other realtors have with their clients, such as interfering with a listing contract, soliciting a property that is currently listed, or interfering with a buyer agency agreement. So an example of this would be if a property is listed with a brokerage and another agent is talking with that seller about listing the home. Now, there are certain parameters in which the agent can still operate. They can reach out to the listing agent and inquire as to when that listing contract expires so that they could potentially offer their services upon expiration of that listing contract. Or if they're offering, let's say, a different type of service such as property management services, then that would not interfere with the current listing agent's contract, because it would be considered a different type of service. So, and Article 16 goes into more detail and depth concerning what would be allowed and what's not allowed under this particular article and subsections. All right. So moving along to Article 17, which talks about contractual or non-contractual disputes and arbitration. So it talks about matters that are not resolved through mediation, and whether the parties agree to arbitration or to further litigate the matter. So again, that remains open to to some interpretation, and I always encourage anyone to review further with your broker or with your attorney or your representative in those matters. All right, so what if there is a real estate professional or a licensed real estate agent and brokers who are not conducting themselves in a professional manner? What if you have real estate professionals who are behaving badly, who are rude, condescending, unprofessional, unethical, disrespectful in their conduct and language towards other realtors? What if you have licensees who are, by all other terms, acting like bullies? Who do not play nicely in the sandbox, or someone who wants things their way or the highway. Or you may have licensees who may not be providing the best services for their clients in terms of representation or acting in their client's best interest. Or someone who may be either covertly or overtly engaging in practices that reflect their own self-interest or their own personal gain. How do you prove this? Is there an actual violation of the code? Did they violate anything? Did they violate a code or substandard code? Or was it just something, just a mean, nasty words that they conveyed, or something that they didn't do or they did do, or something that was violated either by omission or commission, contractually or non-contractually? Or were they just yelling and screaming and cursing, or using foul, profane language, and just acting in a very unprofessional, condescending manner? Can you file a complaint against this? How do you file a complaint against this? Well, you can, yeah. Is there, is there the cost to this behavior? How do you put a stop to this? If they're treating their fellow realtors this way, then how are they treating the general public and general consumers? Don't we, as real estate professionals, have an obligation to serve our clients and our customers and to protect the interests of our clients and to act in a manner that's consistent with these rules and regulations and the laws? If they don't have respect for their fellow realtor, someone who's in the business, someone who's in the trenches like they are, someone who's trying to get the business, trying to get to the closing table, trying to help their clients just like they are, and they have no respect or decency or courtesy towards them, then my God, how are they acting towards a regular consumer or customer who doesn't even know the rules and regulations or the laws associated with this industry and applicable to the realtor code of ethics? And some would say, well, those are just words. They're just words, sticks and stones, no big deal, whatever, let's just get it done, right? Sticks and stones, no big deal. Put on your big girl and your big boy pants and, roll with the punches. It's cutthroat industry, it's cutthroat business. You got to take the punches and roll with it and move on. You got to play rough sometimes, play rough and tough, right? It's business. That's how it is, right? But it's a very thin line. You can cross the line between conducting yourself in a professional, courteous manner and being ethical and doing it the right way and doing what's right. And so it brings into question, at least for me, a lot of necessary exploration or further exploration into training and education, or more formalized training and education, as well as mentoring. And, I've had some wonderful mentors, when I first started out in the business and throughout my real estate career, who, not only taught me, but showed me the right way to do things. And I think that, realtor training and education should be ongoing. I think that professional training and education should be required in some fashion annually, or perhaps more extensive professional training and education with the new licensees. And I don't think it's all new agents that are doing this. We can't put all the blame entirely in their laps, because we've seen some of the more seasoned agents and seasoned brokers who, some would say should know better, who are conducting themselves in very unprofessional manners, very questionable practices and behaviors. Broker owners, broker managers, principal brokers, managing brokers who are not conducting themselves appropriately, are not conducting business the right way. And it could be that maybe they just don't know. And so, there again, training and education are essential, because when you learn better, you should do better. And sometimes pride gets in the way and we don't want to ask for help. But you know what? We got to ask for help. It's out there, it's available. We got to ask for help, because sometimes, things slip through the cracks. And a lot of times these individuals are just not on top of things in terms of their teams, their agents, their offices and staff, and even themselves. And so, do I think we need to address this issue of unprofessionalism? Yes. Do I think we need more training and education on professionalism? Yes, absolutely. Now, we have committees and boards that are committed to these areas of real estate at the local and national levels. However, I think more needs to be done. Perhaps raise the bar for entrance to real estate for new licensees going forward, and mandate more professional training and education for current or existing licensees. Because we have to do something to make it better. Because we're seeing a lot of things that simply that are uncalled for and that are unacceptable. And I won't go into details on this show, but there's a lot of unethical things that are going on. They're not necessarily illegal, but they're unethical. There's a lot of nastiness and rudeness out here that goes on behind the scenes. And we're supposed to be the professionals. We're supposed to be the business, professionals in the community. And people are looking up to us as, the professionals. Aren't we here? I don't want to say to protect and serve, but to serve our clients, to protect their interests, to protect, the community that we serve, and to do right by them. And there's a lot of underhanded things going on, things that can't necessarily be detected. It might be overt or covert, racism or discrimination against a certain protected class, something that can't be visually or physically detected, but, it's there. You can sense it, you can feel it. A person knows when they're not being treated right. They know when something's not right. Something's not right with this transaction. Something's not right, with this person. And why does this happen every time? And so, they may not be able to describe it or explain it in terms of, a state statute or a federal code or a national code of ethics or, whatever the case may be, but when something's not right, and you have a right to speak on it, to call it out, speak truth to power, as they say, and to reach out to the proper authorities for help, for assistance, for guidance, and correction. So with that said, and as I come to a close, I don't want to get too much on my soapbox, because I know that I'm speaking to the choir, to many, but I just want to remind everyone, especially our real estate practitioners who may be listening on today, and our real estate professionals and licensees, let's try to raise the bar, and let's not even try. Let's just do it. Let's raise the bar and treat everyone with respect, with dignity, courtesy, and professionalism, because we all deserve to be treated with respect. And I know it's been a tough year for everyone, since the pandemic started, and so maybe there's a lot of pent up frustration. Everyone's been kind of cooped up for a year and a half, and so now things are starting to open back up, and maybe there's a lot of pent up frustration, or whatever the case may be, because of the pandemic, but let's just take a breather, count to 10, relax, do whatever you have to do, and just reassess things and reevaluate things, because again, I believe that everyone deserves to be treated with respect, kindness, with dignity, courtesy, and professionalism in this business, especially amongst ourselves. As licensees and real estate professionals, we all work very hard. Some of us without pay, some of us are full commissioned and, don't get paid until a property closes. You may be waiting for weeks or months for a property to close, and there may not be any income in between. There may not be another source of income, or whatever the case may be. You have financial obligations to meet and things of that nature. So, let's just remember, to work together. Even though we're on different sides of the equation, we're representing different parties, we still have to work together. We are obligated to cooperate with other realtors and to play nicely in the sandbox. And really, there's no need for the rudeness, for the nastiness, for the disrespect. There's no need to be self-serving and, to not do things in a correct, proper manner, and to be sloppy and lazy with things. Just do it the right way, the correct way. There's no need for all of this rudeness and unprofessionalism. Let's elevate our level of thinking and approach the situations with calmness, with clarity, with focus, and with a decent, respectful, positive attitude. Now, I know we can't always be positive. You can't be positive 24/7. I've heard someone say, well, you can't always be positive. Things happen, life happens. You got things going on, million and one things going on. I get it. It's life. That's when we need to step back. If you can, just take a few minutes, breathe, count to 10, do whatever you need to do, and come back with a new perspective, new attitude. Because again, we all deserve to be treated with respect, with dignity, and with professional courtesy. And I believe that a little kindness and courtesy can go a long way. And my mom, the mom that raised me, always said that if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So sometimes silence may speak volumes. And I might add, sometimes it's best to hold your peace. I don't know who that was for, but I hope that it touched someone in a positive way. Amen. I don't want to get on the preachy side and start to preach a sermon here, because I'll be preaching to the choir, I'm sure. Amen. So on that note, that will conclude the discussion for today's topic. And I want to thank you all for tuning in to today's episode. I always like to end with the source of the information for those inquiring minds that want to know. The source of the information came from Realtor.com and the Code of Ethics and Standards of Practice from National Association of Realtors. So once again, Realtor.com and NAR's Code of Ethics and Standards of Practice. Those are the sources for today's episode. All right, as we come to a close, I trust that you found this information to be useful and of value. As always, I'm available to answer any questions you might have about this topic or any other topic of interest. We seek to educate and empower our audience to help you make an informed, educated decision concerning your real estate journey. Folks, I want to thank you for tuning in to another episode of Sonia's Really Real Real Estate Connection. It's always a pleasure and honor to serve the wonderful listening audience in this capacity. And you can always reach us at our toll-free number, which is 844-777-7725. You got to love those sevens, right? Again, that toll-free number is 844-777-7725. Or send us an email to info@midexec.com or admin@midexec.com. And hey, don't forget to check out that website, MidwestExecutiveRealty.com. Once again, that website is, you got it, MidwestExecutiveRealty.com. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in. I look forward to talking to you again real soon. Make it a great day, and please be safe, stay well, and be healthy. God bless.